What I love the most about creme brulee is the mix of textures, caramelized and crunchy on the outside and very creamy and smooth on the inside. Hello, I'm Robert and today we're making a super simple creme brulee recipe that's very versatile because, for example, if you have guests, you can make it a day or two in advance and finish it caramelizing it right there in front of your guests to impress them. Or if you have a restaurant, why not include the recipe in your menu? It's a very efficient solution because it can be prepared ahead of time and finished super quickly within a minute right in front of the customer. For you, it's a very easy process, and for them, it's a fascinating process to watch. As I said, the recipe is very simple and we'll need 520 grams of cream. I use the Ellenvir cream, 80 grams of milk. I really like this milk from Artesana, or a vanilla essence or some vanilla depending on what you prefer. Of course, ideally I would use a vanilla pod if I have a good quality one. We heat them together while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. We will separate 9 eggs because we will only use the yolks, leaving the egg whites aside. We add 80 grams of sugar to the yolks. Don't add the sugar too early. Wait for the cream and the milk to heat, because if the sugar sits too long over the yolks, it will dehydrate them and you'll end up with small lumps of yolk in the product. Mix well with a whisk. Once the cream reaches the first boil, we take it off the heat and slowly pour it over the yolks to temper them. Be careful not to pour too fast, as it will cook the yolks. So gently and keep stirring continuously. We then pour the mixture into a small pot or something that allows us to easily pour it on the ramekins. After that, we use a spoon to skim off the foam on top of the product, because after baking, our product will have a very smooth surface. This step is not 100% necessary, but it gives a much more appealing result. For this recipe, we'll need 4 ramekins, each about 150 milliliters, but I prefer to fill them all the way up. You can use larger ramekins and not fill them completely, or make more smaller ones depending on the dishes you have available. We'll use the same technique as in the Turkish style rice pudding recipe, meaning we'll bake them in a water bath. I've placed about 1.5 centimeters of water in the tray to rise on the side of the ramekins, and now I simply fill the 4 forms with the mixture. Before baking, we will cover the tray with aluminium foil. The tip is to use a tray that is taller than the ramekins, so the foil doesn't touch the product's surface. We will cover it about 90%, leaving a small part open for air circulation. We do this so the product doesn't bake on the top, changing its color and texture. Bake in the oven at 160 Celsius with fan, or 180 Celsius no fan, for about 40 to 45 minutes. To check if it's done, move the tray slightly and look at the texture of the product. It should be slightly wobbly in the middle, meaning it moves a bit and has a gelatinous consistency, and firmer on the edges. If you fill them all the way to the top like I did, be careful when transporting the tray so they don't spill. Set a timer and wait. After 40 minutes in the oven, take them out and place them on a wire rack so they cool down a bit. Then refrigerate them for at least 6 hours to set and chill thoroughly. Be careful not to burn yourself. After 6 hours in the fridge, or after they've cooled down really well, comes the most interesting and fun part, the caramelization. For this, I recommend using a finer sugar because it caramelizes easily. We'll create a fine and even layer of sugar on top of the product, making sure to cover the entire surface well. Then we need a torch to burn the sugar. If you don't have a torch, buy one, because you can do many interesting things with it. Be careful not to use too strong a flame and keep the flame moving around, because after you remove it from a spot, the sugar will continue to caramelize for a while. You don't want to burn or caramelize too much in one spot and too little in another. I move it all around. It's a bit trial and error, right? We try and sometimes we make mistakes. This turned out very well, but just so you know, sometimes we over caramelize or under caramelize, or we add too little or too much sugar. Don't worry too much, it's all about practice. And I ended up with 4 creme brulees ready to serve immediately after caramelizing. For more recipes like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and check me out on Instagram for more useful tips.